The Hario V60 can make some exceptional coffee, but it can also be surprisingly sensitive to your technique, the coffee, and even the paper filter you use. Change one of those variables and your fast 2.5 minute clean brew can suddenly become 5 minutes. The new Hario Alpha keeps the familiar 60-degree cone, but completely changes the internal geometry. Instead of the V60's raised spiral ribs, it uses 12 concave channels to hold the filter closer to the walls and guide water down through the brewer. The Alpha is made in Taiwan from lightweight, shatter-resistant Triton plastic. It uses the standard V60 01 filter and is currently only available as the 1 to 2 cup 01 brewer. On paper, these changes promise more consistent flow, more even extraction, and a brewer that is less sensitive to minor variations in technique. But does the Alpha genuinely make pour over easier? And if you already own a V60, is this a replacement, an additional option, or simply another plastic dripper for the cupboard? Today we're brewing with the new Hario Alpha Dripper. Now, I'll be honest, when I first saw the Alpha, I thought it would be another small variation on the V60. A new rib design, a different drawdown, and perhaps a slightly different flavour profile. Not necessarily something that most V60 owners would need to rush out and buy. But after brewing with the Hario Alpha for several weeks now, well, I still don't think it completely reinvents pour-over coffee, but it does address some of the small frustrations that make the V60 less consistent from one brew to the next. The biggest difference I see isn't necessarily the best coffee the Alpha can produce, it's how easily it can repeat it. It's how easily it can repeat it. It's how easily it can repeat it. The traditional V60 uses raised spiraling ribs to hold the filter paper away from the brewer's walls. This creates larger open channels behind the paper, allowing some of that water to travel around the coffee bed rather than directly through it. That bypass isn't inherently bad. It contributes to the V60's fast flow, clarity, and enormous flexibility. But it can also make the brewer more sensitive to pouring height, agitation, and the paper filter you're using. The Hario Alpha effectively doubles the number of contact ribs to 24, and it achieves this using 12 concave channels. See, the two raised edges of each channel create additional contact points between the paper filter and the brewer. This holds more of the filter against the walls, whilst significantly narrowing the channel behind it. With less open space for water to move around the paper, the Alpha is designed to reduce bypass and direct more water through the coffee bed. Now, that doesn't mean it completely eliminates bypass. Water can still travel through those narrow internal channels, but compared with the regular V60, there is considerably more paper-to-wall contact and less open space behind the filter. And the result should be a more controlled and consistent water path. You don't need to understand fluid dynamics before breakfast here. What matters is whether you can notice the difference when you're actually brewing. And that is where the Alpha has impressed me. My preferred recipe uses 15 grams of coffee to 250 grams of water. I'm using water at 90 degrees Celsius and coffee ground somewhere between medium to a medium coarse grind. I'm also using a modified version of the 4-6 pour over method, where the total water is divided into 4 pours of a 10, 30, 30, and 30%. For 250 grams of water, that gives me a 25 gram bloom, followed by 3 75 gram pours. I begin by placing a single paper filter inside the Alpha, and here I'm using a paper filter negotiator to press the paper evenly against the internal walls. This helps the filter follow those concave channels and maximizes paper-to-wall contact before brewing. I rinse the filter thoroughly with some hot water, and this removes any potential paper flavor, but more importantly, preheats the brewer and helps lock that filter into its final position. Discard the rinse water, and then I add my 15 grams of ground coffee and gently shake the brewer to settle the bed. And finally, I create a divot in the middle to begin my pouring. I start the timer and pour 25 grams of water over the coffee. I keep this first pour low and controlled, making sure that all the grounds are evenly saturated. This is a relatively small bloom, so you may need a gentle swirl or a little careful agitation to remove any dry pockets. Allow the bloom to continue for around 45 seconds. For the second pour, add 75 grams of water to reach 100 grams total. Pouring using small circles and working mainly over the coffee bed rather than pouring directly onto the paper. Once that water has mostly drawn down, add another 75 grams to reach 175 grams. Then repeat the process one final time, finishing with 250 grams of water added. I generally aim to begin each new pour shortly before the previous pour has completely disappeared through the bed. This helps maintain a steady brewing temperature and water level without creating excessive agitation. Now, once the final pour is complete, give the brewer a gentle swirl and allow it to finish draining. Honestly, what stands out during this process is how calm the Alpha feels. With the traditional V60, a small change in pouring speed or an overly aggressive swirl can sometimes noticeably affect the drawdown. With the Alpha, the water tends to settle and drain in a more predictable pace. You are still controlling the important variables. Your grind, your pouring structure, the agitation, they will all influence the final cup, but the brewer doesn't appear to magnify every small inconsistency. In the cup, I've been getting good clarity, pleasant acidity, and clearly separated flavour notes. But the cups also tend to feel balanced and sweet, with slightly more structure than some of my sharper V60 brews. I don't think the Alpha necessarily produces a better best case cup than a traditional V60. When everything aligns, the V60 can produce remarkably articulate coffee with bright acidity and exceptional flavour separation. But getting there can require more careful control over your technique, grind, and paper filter. The Alpha gets surprisingly close with considerable less effort. And for something you may use every morning, well, repeatability can be more valuable than occasionally reaching coffee perfection. The Alpha's current 01 size does create one practical limitation. Hario officially describes the brewer as suitable for 1 to 2 cups. So my 15 grams to 250 gram recipe does fit comfortably inside, but I've also brewed with doses up to 20 grams without any major problems. However, at that larger dose, there is less room above the coffee bed, so you'll need to manage your water level more carefully and either use smaller or more frequent pours to achieve this. If you regularly brew with 25 to 30 grams of coffee, or you're brewing for more people, the Alpha probably isn't suitable in its current size. Hopefully, Hario eventually gives us an O2 version. Now, the Triton plastic construction also makes the Alpha easy to live with. It is lightweight, durable, and easy to clean. And compared with ceramic or glass brewers, it honestly requires less preheating and is much easier to travel with. More importantly, you don't have to handle it like a family heirloom when you're near the kitchen sink. So is the Hario Alpha worth buying over the regular V60? If you're purchasing your first cone-shaped pour-over brewer, I think the Alpha is arguably an easier place to begin. Either this or the Hario Neo. It provides a familiar clarity and hands-on workflow of a V60, but with less sensitivity to filter paper and minor inconsistencies in pouring. It gives beginners more room to learn without producing wildly different results every morning. Now, if you already own a V60 and consistently enjoy the coffee that it produces, The Alpha isn't essentially a replacement, and it won't suddenly unlock flavours that your V60 is incapable of producing, but it can still make sense as an additional brewer. You see, the V60 remains the flexible option for exploring technique and chasing maximum flavour separation. The Alpha is the relaxed option for predictable daily coffee, testing different paper filters, and brewing coffees that might otherwise slow or stall a regular V60. The Alpha, though, it isn't a groundbreaking new way to brew coffee. It is still a plastic cone holding a paper filter over a cup. Let's keep our feet reasonably close to the ground here. But it is a thoughtful redesign of one of the most established coffee brewers in the world. The Alpha doesn't make the V60 irrelevant. It takes what people enjoy about the V60 and makes those results easier to repeat. For my 15 grams to 250 gram recipe, it has been consistent and forgiving across different paper filters and genuinely easy to use and enjoy the cups of coffee that it makes. The regular V60 may still produce the more exciting cup when everything goes perfectly. The Alpha simply makes good coffee less dependent on everything going perfectly. And that is the strongest reason to consider adding this to your brewing setup. So if you have any further questions on the Hario Alpha, throw them in the comment section down below and I'll get straight back to you. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.